We have an instant reaction for you guys coming up on today's edition of Vikings Now by Chat Sports. The Vikings and the Arizona Cardinals just wrapped up their final preseason game. So I'm going to be going over some winners and be going over some losers from when the Vikings did fall 18-17 against the Arizona Cardinals. The number one kind of takeaway I had was it was the Jaren Hall show. Like, the Vikings came down that first drive and they look great. Like, they absolutely went up and down the field against the Arizona Cardinals. It was a combination of Jalen Reagor, a little Jaren Hall, a little Dwayne McBride. I mean, Jaren Hall, 16-27, 180 yards and a tud and an interception. They absolutely look fantastic. And then, obviously, the Vikings defense, I thought, looked pretty good today as well, as they held David Blau to 11-22, 93 yards on the day. But if we look at the Cardinals' offensive stats against the Vikings today, honestly, I thought Brian Flores impressed me. Obviously, I think Brian Flores was the biggest pickup from the Minnesota Vikings this offseason. Like, if there's a one individual move that I like the most, it was bringing in Brian Flores. And I thought the defense showed up today. Struggled a little bit against stopping the run. Obviously, the Cardinals went up to 4.2 yards per carry. But overall, only giving up 298 yards of total offense, I think, is a win in my book. Take it to the Vikings side of things, how they looked. Passing the ball, I thought they actually looked okay. Like, the numbers aren't going to blow you away. 16-27. Jaren Hall, listen, the Vikings played absolutely no starters today. They rested about every single player that you're going to see getting quality reps week one against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, but I thought they looked solid. Jaren Hall kind of had a fluky interception as well, but overall the Vikings put up 249 yards, 4.2 yards per play. I actually thought the backup offensive line looked a little better than it did compared to past weeks, but the Vikings did end up losing 18-17. They actually got up to a 17-3 lead, and the Cardinals kind of chipped their way back and forth into this ball game. But before I dive into the winners and losers, I want to get you guys back to school here. Grade the Vikings' performance against the Arizona Cardinals. Give me an A, B, C, D, or F. I'm probably sitting at a B. I thought, certain players looked very good. But overall, I think I'd give it a B. Vikings do fall 18-17 against the Cardinals. But my number one winner from today was actually Jaren Hall. We were live for the game here on the channel, and I actually thought, I was making an argument, maybe Jaren Hall could be quarterback 2 for the Vikings this upcoming year. Obviously, we do know Nick Mullens will most likely get that nod, as he did not play today, and the Vikings let Jaren Hall run this entire game. But his stats from tonight, he was 16-27, 178 yards, a tud, and an interception. And the number one thing I love about Jaren Hall's game was his mobility. Anytime there's pressure in his face, I felt like he was able to evade the pressure, make a couple of sweet throws. I'll tell you what, he is also crazy accurate with the football. Like a couple of those incompletions were just straight up on the receiver. And Jaren Hall, I think he absolutely balled out today. Do I think he's going to be quarterback 2 for the Minnesota Vikings? Probably not. If there was one game right now, Kirk Cousins can't play, I'd still probably go Nick Mullens. But, man, if Jaren Hall has to step in there for a game or two, I wouldn't be opposed. Maybe quarterback of the future for the Minnesota Vikings. We'll have to wait and see. Jury's still out on that. But Jaren Hall, man, for a 5th-rounder out of BYU, he's definitely overperforming his draft value. So I just wanted to give a shout-out. He is my biggest winner today. Jaren Hall against the Arizona Cardinals. He absolutely played his ass off. The biggest loser today. I don't even say he played bad. It's got to be Andrew Booth. This sucks to say, but he might be on the outside looking in terms of this Vikings cornerback room. Listen, we got the cut-down day. The cut-down day is going to be actually this Tuesday when the Vikings have to make their final 53-man roster. So it's going to be interesting to see if Andrew Booth is on that list. But, heading into the preseason, he was cornerback 2. Listen, he was the 2nd-round pick out of Clemson. I thought he had the chance to, kind of really solidify himself as that CB2 in this organization. But he just had another lackluster game. He didn't make any pop plays. He got beat on a couple in routes. Just overall, it's not a good scheme fit. He's more of a true zone corner. He likes to see the routes in front of him develop. And Andrew Booth, Brian Flores, he's more of a man-to-man guy. So Andrew Booth doesn't really fit in well, and especially with guys like Kalen Barnes playing well today, Mekhi Blackman, Tate Gowan, Joejuan Williams, even a guy like Najee Thompson being a special teams demon. It's going to be interesting to see if he ends up making this roster. But another winner for me in the secondary, Jay Ward. I want to give a big-time shout-out to Jay Ward. I also want to give a big-time shout-out to Brian Flores. Jay Ward had a sweet blitz pickup on the Vikings had like 7 dudes at the line of scrimmage, and they brought 6, and Jay Ward came in free in the first quarter, got the strip sack on, I think it was Clayton Tune in at quarterback for the Arizona Cardinals. So shout out to Jay Ward. He absolutely hooped today. He had a really good day. Also had a couple pass breakups as well. Want to give a shout out to Jay Ward. He played his freaking ass off. But I do want to ask you guys this. Biggest winner today. I'm going to probably go Jaren Hall. I think that's where I'll probably lean in this. But if you guys disagree with me, let me know down in the comments section. This will be a pinned comment on today's video. So if YouTube hits you with a YouTube ad break, sit back, let it play, and let me know your biggest winner from the Vikings Cardinals preseason Week 3 matchup. Fourth loser, Greg Joseph. He just flat out lost the game for the Minnesota Vikings. He had a 50 or something yard field goal to take the lead in this game, and he just straight up missed it. Listen, I'll say I don't think the Vikings have a kicker issue, but I don't know if I have the most confidence in Greg Joseph. Like, he had the 61-yarder last year versus the New York Giants. He looked good in certain spots, but, like, again, Greg Joseph, like, it's like, you know that feeling you get when a Vikings kicker is out there kicking the field goal and you kind of got to hold your breath a little bit, kind of wait and see if, it's going to go through. Like, I want to have that feeling where it's like, hey, if it's from 40 yards and in, I don't even need to worry. He's knocking it in. And Greg Joseph, I just don't have that feeling with him. So that's a terrible feeling to have going into the regular season. But again, we're just going to have to wait and see if he, turns it around. But definitely today, he missed a game winner for the Vikings, so he finds himself on the losers list. I could make an argument this guy's the biggest winner. Like, I really could. Jalen frickin' Reagor. Like, I just wanted to give a shout-out to him. Jalen Reagor, like, again, he's kind of a meme amongst Vikings fans in terms of, he was the pick taken before Justin Jefferson. So a lot of people think he's just, kind of some sort of scrub. But, Jalen Reagor's that dude. And he played his ass off today. He's got first-round talent. He's got that super twitchy speed from TCU. And he played well again today. He was very effective in play action. He's just a freaky athlete. Like, he's super, super athletic. And I think Jalen Reagor has kind of solidified himself as a wide receiver 4 on this group. I was going to originally say a guy like Jalen Naylor maybe gets that wide receiver 4 spot, but I think no doubt Jalen Reagor, he deserves it, and I think he's going to get it. And just want to give a shout-out to him because he's played well again. And anyways, I do want to give a shout-out to obviously all of you guys. You guys tuned in for our live show. Thank you guys so much. But, hey, we're going to be live on the channel for every single game during the regular season, so make sure you guys tune in. Show some love to the channel. And again, thank you guys so much. I kind of lost my voice during the live stream today. So seriously, thank you guys so much. Make sure you guys tune in for every single video heading your guys' way here in the future. Hit that subscribe button, lock us in, and as always, Skol Vikes.